Happy Independence Day to everyone. Hey, I hope you take the time this week to enjoy time with family and friends and to celebrate our freedoms in this wonderful country that we live in. Quick observation from the mortgage world. I've noticed over the last year or two that there's been, actually a couple of years, there's been a significant increase in the number of phone calls, texts, and even mailings whenever someone's credit is being pulled. These are highly annoying, especially the texts and the phone calls. But quite frankly, I just think they're un-American as well. I mean, nobody wants to get these kind of uncalled for texts and phone calls. And you may wonder why this is happening if you've experienced this. And basically what's going on behind the scenes is that the three main credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, will sell your information to third parties whenever an credit inquiry is made. These are called trigger leads. And these third parties will then reach out to you. They're going to ask for your personal information under the premise to solicit your business. The problem is that some of these purchasers of these leads are bad actors, and they may be using this information in a way that could be fraudulent. And so guarding your personal information would be very wise. But there are also legitimate companies as well that do this. It might even be your own mortgage servicer. And these calls are going to originate typically out of their call centers. And these call centers, when they call you, they have one goal in mind: to sell you a mortgage, period. Whether it makes sense or not, that is the goal. And in fact, I had a client recently had a 3.25% rate, which we got during the golden years of mortgage lending in 2020 and 21. And the mortgage person that called said that they could save the borrower $800 a month, but yet the rate was going to go up twice as much as what they were paying right now. That doesn't make any sense in any universe at all. And the mortgage person that called didn't know anything more about their situation, didn't know if there was $100,000 in credit card debt or home equity lines of credit. In those situations, maybe that is possible to save that kind of money, but this person didn't know that. And their goal is just to engage in a conversation and sort of lead them down that path and then try to sell them at some point on anything that can make sense. Sometimes you hear, hey, skip 2 payments. Well, yeah, any mortgage company can help you skip 2 payments. These are the types of sales tactics that are used. And so buyer beware. Basically, this is just an area that you have to be careful of. And as a side note, Congress is looking to outlaw this. And I think ultimately these trigger leads being sold, it's going to be outlawed, but it may take another year or two, but it's in legislation right now. No one wants to be sold a mortgage. What we all want is sound advice. If I take my car to a mechanic, I'm not a car guy, so I'm trusting that mechanic to give me sound advice, identify exactly what's wrong with it, give me competitive costs on what it will be to repair this car. I would expect that anybody that isn't super familiar and doing this all the time in the mortgage lending world feels the same way. Is they just want to know, hey, does this refinance? Does this make sense? What really are reasonable costs? What should I expect for a reasonable rate in this marketplace? These are all common questions. And as a mortgage advisor, I will never sell you on a loan. We will always talk about the pros and the cons. I'll educate you as to what may make the most sense and what may not make sense. And even if we don't wind up working together, goodwill is important to me. Actually, being of service to others is still very important to me. So if you get called, you get texted, you get solicited for a mortgage, please give me a call and we'll talk about it and we'll sort through it and figure out, does this make sense? Does this not make sense? I think after you have that conversation again, you'll feel very empowered. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.